All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back once again to another of these World Cup predictions. I'm starting to fall behind a little bit. I can already tell that I think I'm gonna definitely end up falling behind with these. Um, but it's okay. We'll keep going for as long as we can. We have got Belgium versus Egypt. I can't remember what group this is. I think it's Group G, isn't it? Quite a lot of groups and quite a lot of things to keep up with. It is Group G. Oh, I knew that. That's fair play to me there. Good work from me. Um, this is being recorded 12th of June, and just so you know how much it's catching up to me a little bit, this is going to be uploaded on the 13th of June. So this is literally going to be uploaded the next day from when it gets recorded at 8 p.m. I'm also going to try and do a few more matches today so I can get maybe ahead of the curve a little bit, but it is going to start piling up with like 3 or 4 matches per day. I'm going to have to record 3 or 4 matches per day, and I don't know if I'll have the time to do that every day. But we'll give it a go. We'll keep going and we'll keep plowing on as far as we can. And if it suddenly overtakes us, then it suddenly overtakes us. At least we tried, had a good run, that kind of shit. Either that or I just don't do it 2 days before the match takes place. So that could be a factor as well. Maybe do it just one day before the match takes place. I don't know. But when you're here anyway, without any further ado, let's stop jabbering on. Let's take a look at the settings as per. We have got 10-minute halves, legendary difficulty, compare mode on, player based difficulty on, quick substitutes on, everything is always as it should be. Of course, the main thing is the stadium. I'm just going to go for the one that's the closest to this one that's been picked on the game. Where is Nuevo Mirandia? That's Spain. Okay. Mas Monumental, probably Spain as well. Argentina. Municipal de Peroa, probably not. That's Spain as well. I'm just trying to find the closest one here. I don't want to go Mercedes-Benz Stadium because I've done that about 3 times. MHP Arena, is that American slash host nation ish? Nope, that's Stuttgart. Fucking hell. Right, we are in trouble here. That's German. Lumenfield, Longville Stadium. La Bombonera. I should know what country is, but I don't. Argentina, yeah, thought as much. Let's just fucking go for one that I already know. And let's just go to Miami Stadium. Fuck it. I'm not going through stadiums all day. I don't have the time or the patience. What I do know is that that's where we'll be going. I need to check the pitch color as well because we need to have the perfect pitch for the World Cup. We need to make sure the time's correct. This one is happening at 8 p.m. IRL, isn't it? So we will go about 3 p.m. American time. And that is how we will do it. So before we get in, of course, we'll take a look at the lineups from both sides. I mean, it's not the end of the world if you're a Belgium fan. I feel like the golden generation may have come and gone without incredible amounts of success. Some good runs in major tournaments, but not a ton of success. However, there's still quite a few quality players there. Of course, Thibaut Courtois in your goal is going to probably lock it down for the majority. The Kuiper coming through as well. That midfield three is not bad at all. Onana's pretty good. Tielemans is good, both playing for Villa. Obviously, Kevin De Bruyne. I know he's not quite where he once was, but he's still very, very good. And then Trossard, Doku on the wings could be interesting. And then De Ketelaere up front is what they've gone for in this one. Not sure if I agree with that, but I don't really know how else you put up there. Lukaku maybe. He's good at scoring at major tournaments, but even he's fallen off a little bit. For the Egyptian side, you know where you probably guess where the quality is going to need to come from. It's going to have to come from Mohamed Salah, who hasn't had a great Premier League season, is now going to be a free agent heading into the summer. And then Omar Marmoush, who hasn't had a lot of game time at City, but they're going to need to find something if they're going to stay alive in this tournament. Trezeguet could pull something out of the bag as well. Defensively, don't look too solid, but we said that about other teams, and they've managed to defend well in these simulations. So I'm not ruling anything out from anybody. What I am going to do is we're going to get to this match at the Inter Miami Stadium, 10-minute half length, legendary difficulty, game type authentic, sunny conditions, 3 p.m. American time because it'll be 8 p.m. UK time. I'm trying my best with these times. It doesn't really matter too much. It doesn't make too much of a difference. What we do know is that we're going into this match now as Belgium play Egypt to kick off Group G. I'll be honest with you, ladies and gentlemen, it's quite an easy week for me work-wise, so I'm not, you know, stressing too much about trying to get these done just now. It's next week that's going to be the fucking killer, because one of the main chefs at work is off all week, so it might be that we have to step into the breach a bit more, and I may not have time to record these / watch the actual World Cup IRL. I may run out of time to do both, which means I'll probably have to miss either the World Cup real matches, or I stop the simulations, and I don't know. I'm probably not going to watch not going to be able to manage to watch every single World Cup match anyway. I have done so far, but at this point of recording, there's only been 2, so it's not a rocket science at the moment. Obviously, when this gets uploaded, there will have been a few more matches to have taken place in this tournament, but as I'm recording, there's only been the first 2 games on the opening day. Both pretty good games, to be honest with you. I need to fill in the spreadsheet to go along with them at some point. It will have been done, hopefully, by the time this comes out. It's a good, strong squad for Belgium. And I know that we're saying, oh, the golden generation's past, maybe they're a bit past their prime now. There's still talent, there's still depth, they still could have a good run at this, to be honest with you, and I think they will. I think they will have a good run at this. I think they'll get out of the groups, definitely. However, at current, I'm trying to remember who's in their group alongside themselves in Egypt, so I'm going to have to do a little bit of research, a little bit of memory work here. They've got Iran and New Zealand, they've got Iran and New Zealand, they'll get out. However, this won't be made easy today with the attacking quality of Egypt. They haven't got much else, which I know sounds bad, but you've got one of the best players in the world, or one of the best Premier League players ever to grace the Premier League. Possibly one of Liverpool's best ever players as well. Obviously, the season just past hasn't quite hit the heights. Fallout with Arne Slot as well, resulting in both leaving Liverpool. Salah still had 1 more year on his contract. Didn't want to see it out. Slot got sacked in Areola. However, that's not about what we're on about here. We don't care about Salah's individual career. We're on about his nation and the nation that Egypt are playing against. Belgium left to right, Egypt right to left, are the directions they are going. And for this one, I'm basing it purely on the fact that Thibaut Courtois is in goal for Belgium, and the fact that Salah and Marmoush have not had incredible individual seasons, and it's pretty much all that Egypt have got in terms of maybe finding something. I've gone for 2-0 Belgium, I think they've got enough that they're going to score once or twice. Leandro Trossard could score here, but it's closed down well by Yasser, and they will get it away. I just think if there's going to be a goal, it's going to go Belgium's way. I don't think Egypt, and especially Salah and Marmoush, we know those are the 2 goal threats. It's not like I'm hiding anything. It's like I'm talking down the rest of the Egyptian side, but that's where goals are going to come from. And I think today it's not going to happen as Trossard has played through once again, lays it off to De Kuiper, back to Leandro Trossard, De Kuiper, and Trossard down that left hand side, backwards to De Bruyne. De Bruyne coming inside, the Ketelaere tries to turn Yasser, but it's well read. I just don't think the Egyptian defence will be able to deal with the pace of Doku, the quality of De Bruyne, and I'm assuming they'll start Lukaku potentially in this first game. Maybe he'll get a goal to open up his account. He's very good for his national team, and he's very good at major tournaments. So if they do go Lukaku over De Ketelaere, Yeah, 2-0. If they go to Catalan, I don't know what the scoreline will be, but I'm presuming that they'll go Lukaku. I'm presuming that they'll have more than enough to deal with Egypt, to sweep them to one side, and to make a good start in this group, which they should be topping, but you never know with the World Cup. That's the beauty of it. It's unpredictable so far. And so far, out of the first two games that have taken place, obviously they're up on the channel, as well as many others now. Try to get them 2 days before actual real life kickoff. I've got both predictions wrong so far in terms of simulation, obviously, because the Korea and Czech game was 7-2, but also in terms of actual scoreline prediction of my personal thing, where I said I think it was 1-1 for South Korea, Czechia, and then 2-1 for Mexico and South Africa. I've been close with both of them, to be fair, but none correct as of yet. But yeah, this is kind of going to be a race against time type beat. The positive is I do have a free house for the next 2 weeks, so I can kind of record these whenever I'm not at work, to be honest. There's no worries of getting interrupted. There's no worries of having to do other things, although I will have to do other things, obviously. It's not just going to be a whole month of World Cup and I don't go outside and touch grass. I do have more time on my hands outside of work, with kind of being on my own for the next couple of weeks. So there might be recordings made at unreasonable times. So if you hear me say, oh, this has been recorded 15th of June at 4 AM, don't be shocked. However, it probably won't happen because I'd like to get these done through the day, purely because the World Cup matches all take place at night and I actually want to watch the tournament itself. So I doubt there'll be any late ones. I think it'll be mostly done during the day or early morning. I mean, I don't know. Basically, I'll need to find a schedule where I'm going to be able to watch the World Cup and do these simulations. And I did try and get... The reason that I did like a few of them in advance to begin with was I knew it was going to happen like this. But unfortunately, yesterday kind of took over, which means I could only record one. And now I've got a bit more time. Today and tomorrow at least, I'm going to try and get back ahead a bit, or at least stay ahead of where, like at this point where I am now, where it's like a day or two ahead of time. But they'll start grouping up, of course. Games will happen at the same time. Of course, the final group stage games happen at the same time. So I'm going to need to double up that week. I don't know where I'm going to be in that week. And like I said, work next week is going to be a ball ache. So I'm going to have to try and find time to fit around that as well. I will continue my best efforts to try and keep going the way we're going with these. But do not be surprised if it gets to a point where I'm just doing it one day before the actual real life kickoff, or even on the same day as the game kicks off. I will try my best to keep it at a 2-day basis so you've got enough time to watch and learn, I guess. Doku being played through here. It's poor. It is poor from Egypt at the back. I don't know what the fuck they're doing. And it is Belgium who strike first through Jeremy Doku. Yeah, it's poor. It's a poor pass, and I believe it's Trossard who intercepts it and plays it off to Doku. I mean, look at that. I think it's actually the Ketelaere, my apologies. However, it's not well cleared by Egypt at all, is my point. And, I mean, the keeper could get a hand to that, really. But Doku finds the gap and finds the finish, and it's 1-0 Belgium. But yeah, to finish off my point, we'll just go with how we're going, and if it changes, I'll let you know, obviously, at the top of the recording. I'll let you know where, at the beginning, that we might have to go to a different system. But let's focus on the game at hand now, because I was too busy focused on myself, but we didn't really cover that goal properly from Jeremy Doku. You got a question, I don't know which centre-back it was from the Egyptian side. It might have been Fatou, it might have been Yasser, but it's passed straight to the Ketelaere, I believe. We'll see who number 17 is. I don't think it's KDB. I think he's number 7, isn't he? It was the Ketelaere, but I don't understand the thought process there, because you've just given it to an attacker. Doku's right there, and he's not going to miss that. I know we make memes of Doku. He's actually quite a good player, isn't he? Unfortunately. I say unfortunately because he plays at Manchester City. And if you don't know by now, I support the red Manchester side. So, Yeah, Belgium, I think, are going to have massive control over this one. I think Egypt, if they are going to get a goal, which I don't think they will, I think it'll be a penalty of some kind, a silly mistake at the back, and Mo Salah puts it away for his country to give them a chance. But I don't think that's going to occur. I don't think that's going to happen. Which is why I'm saying 2-0. I think Thibaut Courtois is too good in goal. The defence, albeit not quite Vertonghen and Alderweireld, those kind of days, still solid enough. I don't know how good Teate is. I don't rate him personally. Again, I haven't watched him since the last World Cup. I don't really follow his career, to be honest with you, or the Euros, like he might have been. And then De Bast, I know, is pretty decent. So it's just going to be a matter of if they get through a defence, which they should do at some point, Egypt, they'd still have to beat Thibaut Courtois, who's one of the best goalkeepers of this generation. So it's a long day. If someone can find a way through it, it will be Mo Salah. But I just don't think they will. I don't think they'll show the quality needed to get something out of this. Again, I could be proved wrong. There might even be a shock on the hands here if Egypt beat Belgium, because that blows the group wide open. And Mo Salah now on the right, finds Trezeguet at the back post. It's a header, but it's nothing really to trouble the Real Madrid shot stopper, and they will get it clear. I think maybe as well for this system, Salah's being played too far wide for Egypt, so I could change the system maybe needed to bring the captain in a bit more close and do what we know he can do on his day. Unfortunately for him, well, fortunately for everyone else, but unfortunately for Salah himself, didn't have a lot of days at Liverpool. I think it was single digits in goals and assists, which is pretty decent for some players, but when you're Mo Salah, your standards are way higher. I can't remember the exact numbers, but I don't think they got into double digits for either. And it was an underwhelming season for Liverpool in total, to be honest. They do get Champions League though, because of that 5th spot, but like I said, Salah, not the biggest part of it. And I know we shouldn't gravitate towards one player in a game full of quality. And I know I'm talking about Liverpool again and Mo Salah again, but he is the focus. It could be his last World Cup for Egypt. Winding down his career potentially as he leaves Liverpool. We're not sure where he's going to go next. It's a difficult one, but we can't just focus on Mo Salah. There are 22 players on this pitch, equally deserving of attention, and it is not even Mo Salah's country that have the lead currently, because Belgium 1-0 up thanks to that strike from Jeremy Doku. And again, you saw the win probability there. It looks very much like Belgium will take this, but again, we're only first half. It's only 1-0. Anything's possible. Doku coming in off the right. It could be 2-0, and Leandro Trossard just puts the diving header wide. It's a good ball hung in from the goal scorer. Trossard can't find the right side of the post, and it is a goal kick for Egypt. I'm trying to remember what match we're on total of the tournament. I realised I think there's 105 matches rather than 104, because we've got a third place playoff as well, which we will do. We're completionists here if we get to that point. However, I'm trying to realise what game we're actually on here. I think it's number. I can't count. Sorry, I will go back to the action on the screen momentarily. I'm just trying to learn to count again. It is game number 14 of 104 or 105. I don't know if I've counted third place playoff the first time around, so I'm not, assuming here. So we're not even further, we're only just over halfway through the first match day, because there's 24 match days per fucking group, obviously, because there's 12 groups and 2 games within the group each time. So we are not even close. We are at half time of this one though, as it is Belgium that have a narrow lead. Not by any means a narrow performance. It's been a deserved lead for Belgium. Egypt have not turned up at the races. Belgium, I would say, haven't been incredible, but they haven't needed to be. They've been good enough for the day. If it's another team with more quality, they're going to struggle, but with the group that they have, I think this performance will be enough to beat all 3 teams. However, I think if you are the manager, you will want to up performances here at Belgium. Taking a look at the stats at the break, it is a Belgium-controlled game, 61-39 in terms of possession for the leading team at the moment. 2 shots to 1 as well, the 1 shot from Egypt being that soft header that Courtois caught with ease, hence the 0.0 expected goals, because nobody expected a header like that to go in. 1.2 expected goals, however, for Belgium. The Doku finish was quite obviously going to be a goal. I mean, maybe could have been a hand stuck out, but Belgium definitely look more threatening and look more likely, in my opinion, to get a second before Egypt can find a leveler in this one, and it shows by the stats as well. Performances underwhelming if you are Egypt, especially if you are Mo Salah, who has not been able to activate on that right hand side. Yasser Ibrahim has been the better of the centre-backs. I think it was Rabia who gave the ball away for the Doku goal, it looks like here, because the pass accuracy for Yasser Ibrahim, 100%. Rabia's is 92%, so I think he was the one that made a mistake. I'm not going to say 100%. It could be someone else completely. However, it looks as if the fingers are pointing towards him, or even Atia potentially. I don't know. However, the attack has struggled, as you can see. Trezeguet, the best of the three. Still not a great performance, and it's just not great all around. Omar Marmoush, largely isolated, hasn't really been able to get into the game to create anything, and then Mo Salah, of course, very, very underwhelming. The ball hasn't gone down that right hand side a lot, and when it has, he hasn't made the most of what we know Mo Salah can do. El Shanawi in goal as well. Only 1 shot actually on his goal, and it's found the back of the net, and it could have been a hand to the shot as well. It's a difficult one because he could have. The angle makes it look like he could have got a hand to it, but maybe from a different angle, it potentially is not. For the opposing side, then Jeremy Doku, goal scorer and the best player on the side. He has been lively down that right hand side, and he's looking to continue to be second half. 8.1 for him. Meunier, I didn't think he'd been that good, but down the right hand side, apparently he's just blocked off the left. I didn't realise so much was going down the left, but he's got a high rating anyway, so fair fucks to him. Amadou Onana, solid as well. De Bruyne, another one that's maybe not lived up to the hype this first half, but again, he's coming towards the latter stages of his career, so we can allow him, I think. Tielemans is solid as well. The Bast, alright. The Ketelaere assist, hasn't really done anything else besides set that up, but it's an important assist because it's given a lead to Belgium. Deate, mid, hasn't really had to do much. Thibaut Courtois hasn't really had to do much either. The save, quote unquote, was just a header I think I could have caught, to be honest with you, but 6.1 anyway. Hasn't been able to get himself involved because Egypt haven't been great with the chance creation. And then Trossard, I didn't think he'd been that bad, to be honest, but the game has disagreed. Anyway, we'll stop yapping and we'll get into the second half and see how this one irons out to open up Group G.
Well, advantage Belgium after the first 45, but plenty of time for a few twists and turns before this one is over. Let's see what happens in the second half. Amadou Onana. Now in possession, Trossard. De Kuiper. Now Meunier. De Bruyne. Trossard.
I think it will be a controlled game by Belgium, so this simulation is kind of playing out as I thought it would, but you'd expect some of your bigger names to have more of an impact. Your Salahs, your De Bruynes, your Marmoushes, your Trossards as well. Of course, Trossard, I believe, starting the Champions League final for Arsenal in that defeat to PSG on penalties, narrowly missing out on a first European trophy, which would have been insane. But it hasn't happened like that yet. And if you're Belgium, you have to make a choice whether you want to put Egypt to the sword here and go for a second as Trossard gets closed down by Lashing, or if you want to just hold on to what you've got, because realistically you could probably boss this group. It's a 50-50. It's up to Belgium entirely, up to the manager. See what tactics he wants to employ, as Mohamed Salah does have space, but instead of cutting in, he goes out. Not the confidence that we see from Salah usually. He brings it back though. Marmoush can get into space here. Could be on for 1-1. But there's quite a lot of Belgian opposition here. Ball is in, and Marmoush does get a slight glance to it, but it's not going to trouble Courtois again. Similar to that header in the first half, just a little glance.
And in the right position to make sure it didn't go all the way through. Well, disappointing for Belgium to give it away like that.
Maybe I was wrong about Egypt because they come out the second half looking for something. And there will be changes here, I believe, from the Egyptians, potentially from both teams now. The game's been going long enough that they might do something on both sides. It's Lachine that comes off for Fatih. And apologies as well. There was quite a lot of players at this World Cup. Names will get pronounced wrong. And apologies if they are indeed fucked up by me. Mohamed Salah inside to Rami. Oh, it's closed down by Onana. I wouldn't be mad at Salah for having a pop there rather than passing, just taking the shot on and seeing what sticks. But it's now Belgium on the counter-attack through one of the paciest players on the pitch in Jeremy Doku. De Ketelaere back to Doku. Could find De Bruyne in the area. Takes it outside. Plays it to Trossard. And it's not convincingly grabbed, but it's a poor effort from the Arsenal winger as it's held by El Shinawi, and now Egypt can go again. Don't rule out an Egypt equaliser. They've come out the second half a lot better than they started the first half. But I think, again, Belgium might just be that slight bit too good.
Well, passing moves like this will keep confidence levels up. Rami Rabia. And so 30 minutes left for play in this one.
Risky pass, but it's worked. More changes requested by both sides as De Bruyne cuts that out. Yuri Tielemans, De Ketelaere finds Leandro Trossard in space. It needs to be closed down. It needs to be closed down now. Trossard finds Doku off the goal post by Jeremy Doku to prevent a second, but it's not away by Egypt. Trossard gets the ball from Tielemans, the Kuiper to overlap back inside, back outside, and then back inside again. De Ketelaere gets closed down, but warning signs for Egypt. If they're going to try and take something from this game, they need to not allow Jeremy Doku anything, because that's what he can do, and he nearly has done again. But now it's Marmoush. It's out to Salah now from Ashur. De Kuiper closes it down, and I bet the instructions for De Kuiper was just watch Salah, just keep an eye on him, and he's done well so far to do so, to be honest with you. Substitutes requested, like I said, for both teams. The ball rarely goes out of play on these simulations though, so there might be a bit of waiting time. No hydration breaks in this one, unfortunately. Could you imagine if you could program hydration breaks in? That'd be pretty funny. Doku inside to the Ketelaere. It's closed down, but it's not. Oh, that was risky. I was going to say it's not completely clear. Salah does get the better of the Kuiper there. Yeah, imagine if you could program hydration breaks in this game. Be quite funny. Marmoush inside Hani. One more. Ashur tries to get the shot. Well, I say tries to get the shot off. What he should have done was try to get the shot off. He just ran into the player, but I'm not a manager. I don't know what I'm on about. De Ketelaere, Trossard, De Bruyne out wide to the Kuiper, who is fucking exhausted, overlapping all the time. Does well to knock it back to Trossard into the Ketelaere, and it's cleared away. That's what I mean. It barely ever goes out of play. So substitutes have been requested for some time now. Not made yet, but requested. The Kuiper finds the ball to Doku. It's away just about. Enough of a touch from the centre-back, I believe. Now Trezeguet for Egypt. Ashur back to Trezeguet. Out to Atia, who's on the overlap. Trezeguet again. Closed down by Munir. Quietly had a good game according to the simulation, according to the ratings, and can't disagree. What I can say is that we are just 16 and a half minutes from time. And the substitutes still haven't come on. But more importantly, Belgium still have the lead. And we're very, very close to a second. The goalpost away from 2-0 as Jeremy Doku looked for a brace. Not to be on that occasion, but I'm sure they'll have another opportunity. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't rule it out. Of course, that's if they choose to go for said opportunity. They could not. Doku, ball in. Away by Fati, only as far as Yuri Tielemans, who I think tried to go for a long shot. It's not worked out, and now it could be a counter-attack for the Egyptians. Marmoush out to Salah. Back to Hani. Salah again. Oh, he's just washed, isn't he? He might not be, to be fair, in real life, but in this game, hasn't been able to get anything going, and it could be. Oh, I thought it was one more ball in from De Ketelaere. It looked like the obvious ball, but Trossard is going to run out of room here. Corner though, he wins it off of Rami Rabia, and the substitutes will finally be allowed to be made as the Bast comes off from Michele on the Belgian side. As for the Egyptian side, it is going to be Saber coming on from Atiya as Egypt look for an equaliser, but they're going to have to be careful. Onana, header caught, and it looks as if a potential counter-attack was on there, but the goal kick didn't make it to the target. And now Belgium have the ball again. And again, it could just be a matter of 10 minutes of control for Belgium rather than pushing forward. Egypt haven't had incredible threatening aura in this game. Had two glancing headers that have been caught by Courtois with ease, but unable to use either a star men really. Marmoush though finds a back post, and it is Hani. That is a really good volley, to be honest with you. That is a really nice volley. Courtois has, it's not really the best positioning. He's left the other side completely open. Marmoush finds the ball across. Salah's in the middle, but it's not Salah that gets it, it's Hani. And Courtois doesn't really cover himself in glory, to be honest. Positioning is poor. And it's a really nice strike. And it levels things up for Egypt. And that could ruin Belgium's easy run, in my opinion. What looks like easy run on paper.
De Bruyne now. Tielemans. Amadou Onana. Now Meunier. Here's Tielemans.
Tielemans, De Ketelaere. Out to Tielemans again. Trossard. I mean, Belgium now have to push. They've been resting on their laurels a bit too long, and it's kind of cost them. Could Egypt steal this potentially as well? There's still time for a thievery from the underdogs. It was a really nice goal, I'll be honest with you, but part of it is down to Courtois not being in the right place at all whatsoever. Jeremy Doku needs to use his pace to escape here. What's he going to do? Into De Bruyne, and it's, what are you doing, sir? Far be it from me to question the great Kevin De Bruyne. What is the plan there? Sure, out to Trezeguet, inside to Marmoush. It's going to be Egypt that go one more time here potentially. Fatua, inside to Trezeguet. Now Saber, Fati. Good little 1-2 there. Try to just find some space. It's closed down by Meunier, who has had a good game. And it looks as if he's increasing that good game status. Fati, out to Salah. Could there be a shock on as we close out here? It's out wide, only 1 minute of added time, so this could probably be the last attack of the match. Trezeguet, Saber gets closed down, and I think we will end level unless Belgium could move this at a ridiculous pace. Will the referee let him have it? He will. He will let them have one more go around. No, he won't. They played it too far back. They played it too far back. It's silly from Belgium, and it's silly from Belgium to allow that goal, to be honest with you. In simulation land, it is going to end 1-1 here in the group stages. Jeremy Doku's effort, well taken in the first half. However, they left too much space for Hani at the back post. Too busy marking Salah in the middle. The ball across from Marmoush was beautiful. The volley was nice, but it's more down to Courtois' positioning, I think, rather than the volley being an issue. End match is a draw as we close out this group stage game. And that, like I said, could blow the group wide open. It really could. If that happens in real life, who knows? I don't think it will. I think Belgium will win, but again, and if it can happen in the World Cup, it's a draw to open Group G. Taking a look at match facts then. It's not like Belgium did have their opportunities. Of course, Doku hit the post to be denied a second, and in the end it ended up being a leveller for Egypt that kind of stole the game away. 62 to 38 in terms of possession, 5 shots to 3 in favour of Belgium, and 2.4 expected goals to 0.6. On the stats side of it, Belgium should be winning that. But poor decision making towards the end of the game, in my opinion, as well as the goal. Well, not the goal actually. Sorry, the post being hit by Doku. I think if that goes in, if that finds the back of the net, the wind gets sucked out of Egypt and they don't get the equaliser. But they didn't give up. They ploughed on. Marmoush, ball across, Hani, volley. And 0.6 expected goals, but they did get a goal, and that's the most telling stat of them all. Performance-wise, man of the match will probably go to Thomas Meunier on the Belgian side, but it was kind of a bit more, urgent from Egypt. It was a bit better from them in that second half, and they got the reward that their second half performance, I would say, deserves. Goal and a 7.5 from Mohamed Hani, who did overlap and did find a shot, and it was a nice shot as well. I can't take away from the goal, but I think if Courtois gets himself in a better area there, it's a stop. But the way he's hit it, it might not have necessarily been 100% a save. But Courtois' positioning lets him down there, and it ends up being a goal. Hamdi Fati coming on, putting in a little shift in midfield as well. Definitely brought that midfield a bit more to life, in my opinion. They went for a 4-2-4 heading towards the end there. Ibrahim and Rabia, solid enough second half. Marmoush, maybe not quite what we expect from him, but he did set up the equaliser, so we can't, begrudge him that. An assist and a 6.9 from the Man City man. But like we said, though, as it went down, the attackers not quite at the best. Mohamed Salah, what can you say? Very, very underwhelming for what we know he can do. However, his country do get a point and maybe find a way through this group potentially into the third place spots. It really depends on the results against Iran and New Zealand, but you'd back them to beat New Zealand, so maybe Egypt will find a way through. It's a critical point against probably the best team in the group. El Shenawi in the goal did end up making some good saves, nearly punished as well though for not covering his post, and Jeremy Doku hit the post. It was inches away from a 2-0, but he gets away with it. 5.8. As for Belgium, man of the match is Thomas Meunier, 7.8. He really did keep that left wing closed down. Apart from that one time where Marmoush got through and it was the equaliser. Beyond that, did really well. Just wouldn't allow Trezeguet anything in that second half especially. Jeremy Doku gets the goal, as we know. He put the Belgians 1-0 up in the first half, 7.6 in the end. He was active. He nearly got a second, as you know. Amadou Onana, very good in midfield. The Kuiper as well, I really liked the Kuiper in that one. De Bruyne, decision making left a bit to be desired at points. There's still a quality player there. He just needs to find it if Belgium are going to advance. Defensively, suspect a little bit, I would say. And De Ketelaere, not much besides the assist. Maybe a different choice next time up top. I don't think he's naturally a striker either. I think he's more of a cam kind of player. Trossard, not great either. And then Thibaut, not very good at all for a goalkeeper of his stature. Made the easy saves, obviously the glancing headers. But when it came to making one that was actually, challenging, he was out of position. And it led to dropping points for Belgium. At the end of the day, that's sometimes how the game goes. But that is going to wrap up the first game of Group G. And a draw now between Belgium, who you'd expect to top it, and Egypt, who you don't know where they're going to finish. I think I've got them third currently in my group predictions. But that blows the group wide open, at least in simulation land. Will it reoccur in real life? We'll have to wait and see. But that is going to end this one for now. Take care, enjoy the World Cup, and we'll maybe see some shock results down the line as well.